Yo, what's up guys? Hey man, welcome back to the channel. Y'all know what to do. If you're new here, please go down there, consider subscribing to the channel, like, comment, share. Maybe you happen to be on this video because it's on your For You page or whatever and it popped up. Maybe you're an older, person that, trying to find guidance for your grandkids or your kids. Because I'm a parent as well. So, if I find something I think it works for my kids, I send it to my wife and be like, look, maybe this worked for our kids or whatever. So if this is some kind of content that will help anybody that you love or just even a friend, please suggest it, share it. That means that when you share it, that means that YouTube sees that, they're like, okay, well, we have a content creator but is creating content that people actually can learn from, or they're getting some kind of use from it. And then they will also put it in other pages as well and try to help the channel grow and try to help people get this knowledge, because not a lot of people really tell you the ins and outs of a certain career. They only tell you the highlights, only tell you this, but they don't really tell you the inside, break it down or anything. So that's what I try to do. And I'm not saying I'm the best channel out there, because there's a lot of good content creators that create content to help you guys. So we just need your help. That's it. So we appreciate it. So I've been getting this question a lot, like, what do you think about sonography, and how will sonography be in the future? And it's funny because when I first started my school journey, you can say, I was gonna go for ultrasound, and I think I did one semester of ultrasound, and then I realized it wasn't for me. Ultrasound is it's a tough, how can I explain it? So when you become an ultrasound technologist, it's tough because everything is literally on you. There's no, oh, the doctor, if I missed it, the doctor's gonna catch it type thing. Like, no, it's not like that. But stay tuned, and I'll tell you more about it. I'm gonna tell you the education, how long it takes to get there. I'm gonna tell you what certificate you have to pass, because every profession comes with a certification you gotta take. I'm gonna tell you the range that you can make as far as like salary and money. And if you stay to the end, there's a bonus that you can possibly start your own little company becoming an ultrasound technologist, which is super, super cool. Okay, so all right guys, so yeah, here for this.
Between the two structures, we see the
Yes,
thin
I
white
think that's
line
super
known as
cool.
the median lobar fissure of the liver.
But before you
now,
become
the MLF
that,
can be a very
you have to
important
go to school for 2 years. It's a 2-year program. Depending on where you go, sometimes private schools are a little bit easier, like as far as like time. Because I know if you go to private school for X-ray, it can take as little as 16 months and not the whole 2 years. So it depends where you go, but typically is a 2-year program for ultrasound. Now, what makes ultrasound a little bit more, I guess, fascinating, or a little bit, tougher than radiology, in my opinion, and this is me because I'm not good at math, I'm not good at physics, is that you have to pass this. It's called SPI. And I wrote it down because I wasn't sure, because I'm not an ultrasound, tech, but I've been around them a lot, but I don't know how to become one. I just know what they do as far as work and stuff. So that is actually it's called a requisite physical principles and instrumentation knowledge test. Like, that's a mouthful, dude. Like, that's a lot. That's basically, you understanding the machine and the wavelengths and what it can and cannot do. And physics is a big part of the imaging world, whether you do just general X-ray, whether you do CT, MRI, ultrasound, like all of them have a physics in it. And ultrasound has a test. Okay, so when you take a registry test for CT and X-ray or MRI even, the physics, or the math is included within your general exam. There's nothing separate. When you do ultrasound, you have to take a separate, which is that test. The SPI is a separate ultrasound physics test only. And from my understanding, I can be wrong, from my understanding, you have to pass this test before you can kind of then you can sit for your other, sonography exams or certifications to make you a well-rounded ultrasonographer. So you pass the SPI, and then you can specialize in a few. So you have to pass the DMS, which is a registered diagnostic medical sonographer. That's basically like your basic test, from what I know, is your basic test. So once you pass that, then you can specialize. So you can be a cardiac sonographer, which is another registry test. You become a vascular technologist, which is another test. And you can do muscle skeletal sonographer, which is another test. And this is kind of cool too. You can also become a midwife sonographer certificate, you know, so that's all pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you've been in the field already, if you're any kind of medical professional, you know that these tests, they do not make them easy. They make them pretty tough. But it's worth it, you know, in the end it's worth it, because it's like, okay, well, you chose this career, you want to do it, and 95% of the time you have really good hours and you have a good, you know, work-life balance. Their hours are just like x-ray. I think they do 12-hour shifts. At the hospital I'm at now is big, so you really don't see the ultrasound, you know, people too much, because, you know, you're in radiology, we have our own things to be, you know, doing and stuff and taking care of it. But as far as like, you know, hours, I think it's a good work-life balance. So I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know what that noise was. But anyway, so everybody's like, oh, how much money are you gonna make as a sonographer? So the national average is this. Super cool, you know, it's good money. And I think it's good. And the thing that people don't understand is like, oh, well, it's not that much, or yeah, it's good money, but you gotta think about it, guys. Like, you only work in 3 days a week in one hospital. That means you have 4 days off, you know, unless you're on call. That means you have 4 days off, which means you can get another hospital and get like another 1 day or 2 days in there, and you can make good money. You can make a great living if this is your passion, if this is something that you'd like to do, you know. So yeah, I already know. Now the bonus, this is what I think is super cool about being a sonographer. Even though I don't think I have the patience to do it, I don't think I ever go back for sonography, but this right here, yes, that is super cool. That's called 3D ultrasound, ultrasound 3D. And it's a big business for kids, because kids are never gonna stop coming. You know, our kids want to have kids, and it's just gonna be it's a circle of life, right? So that's a super cool business you can do. Like, once you become a good, you know, sonographer, and you're like, you know what, I want to take my career to the next level, or I want to keep my benefits at the hospital, but 4 days a week I'm gonna do this. So it's super cool, you know. So this is not something that your insurance covers. This is something that's kind of special. It's kind of like going and taking pictures, like family photos. It's basically the same thing. So you are going to take a 3D picture because you want it. You want to see your baby 3D. You want to see your baby live. You want to see your baby, but the technology is not going to tell you, oh, you know, something's wrong with your baby, or go to the hospital. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to take your pictures, like, oh, you know, this and that, and then give you a little CD, or I don't know what they do now, and be like, here, that's your baby. Have a good day. And that's it. So it's not diagnostic. It's just for fun. Put it that way. Well, hey guys, I hope that this is kind of like broke it down a little bit for you. Hopefully that, you know, maybe decide to go for ultrasound. Either way, any education is great education. You can just build from that. You know, you have to start somewhere though, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. Yeah, no, I'll be back.